Does anybody speak Spanish?
I can. Julie might.
Yes, I do.
Oh, Jacqueline does.
Yes.
There's intern assistant, I think is her title. Oh, I don't know what the official title was.
So we can call tomorrow? Well, maybe we'll get him tonight. Pues debe de hora de noche.
That's it. And Charles,
Is that?
Julie, Ramirez,
Joe?
Julie.
Oh, Julia. Besides being an idiot, I can't hear very well either.
I always forget that.
Sorry. Thank you. Am I recording? Yes, we're recording. So you're good to go.
Ready?
You're ready.
Okay, we're going to begin. Notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the Animal Control Advisory Committee of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, will be held on Thursday, January 10th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. at 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas. All agenda items are subject to action. The City of Sandy Oaks will also provide a live stream video and telephonic access of the meeting through the link given here and meeting ID given here, or by dialing the following numbers given here. When requested, enter meeting ID 671-779-3635. A recording of the telephonic meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon written request. Okay, call to order.
Dalton?
Dalton, CJ, Julie, Mayor Ball, and myself, John Crickmer.
Who's absent?
Who is absent?
Michelle,
Michelle.
is she still on? Acac.
I don't think she has submitted a resignation. Okay, so you have a form.
We have a quorum. Okay, time for the Pledge of Allegiance, item number 2.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, citizens to be heard. I'm not aware of anybody that requested to be heard.
Okay, then you can move on.
So item 4 is announcements. Penny Paws and Chip and Clip will be at the park on Saturday, the 15th, from 9 until 11 a.m. Any other announcements?
So Penny Paws is only doing 2 hours,
2 hours.
and is Lynette doing the chip and clip
Lynette said she'd be there for Chip and Clip.
from 9 till 11, or?
I'll have to make sure, but yes,
Okay,
I don't know if she's on the line or not. Apparently not.
I don't know if she is either. I
Somebody
see a
else is
number.
on.
on
Who's
there.
that phone number?
Ends in 0247. I have to look at my phone to see who it is.
I don't know.
And would you be down there with Lynette? Okay,
Probably.
the only,
That's her.
It is her? Oh, hello, Lynette. Hold on, let me see if I can unmute you or ask you to unmute. Lynette, can you unmute, please? Going to be on her phone. I can't do that. Oh,
There
we
you go. Lynette?
Okay, I'm
Hey.
here. Sorry, I'm driving.
Oh.
Okay, you plan on being there Saturday for chip and clip,
Yeah, what?
9
Do we
to
know why?
11?
Do we know why Penny Paws is only doing 2 hours?
I looked on their website. They have, I know at least half a dozen local places they do. They have so many, I don't think they want to stay that long in any one place.
And I think what they have found is that that's when the bulk of their business is, and then it tapers off, and then they're the only ones still there, and everybody else is gone,
Or they get rained out.
or they get ready.
They haven't posted the sign though.
Yeah.
They have?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Dollar
on the
General.
sign.
Oh,
It
okay,
says
I
9
didn't
to
see it.
11.
I
Okay.
believe the one at the park is still up too.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Anybody going to park? Thank you.
Yes, I'll be there. I can stay longer if to 12 or so. That's fine. 9 to 11 's fine.
Well, Dalton shook his head 9 to 12, if you want to do 9 to 12.
No,
And-
no, that's
And
fine.
then, Lynette, one thing that I had asked of Dalton is if you could work with him on how to do the microchipping. You can see on the agenda, we have another item we're going to talk about specific to that, but he's comfortable doing it. He just has not done it. So he'll be down there with you.
Yeah, totally fine.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to put you back
Yeah.
on mute unless you have something else.
Okay. No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, there you go. So 9 to 12 for chip and clip, but Penny Paws is only there from 9 to 11.
And that's the same day as Market Day.
It is.
Is there hours for market day or is it
9
until
till 2.
9 to 2?
Mhm.
Okay, so the announcements, I guess we're covered that. Item number 5, discussing or possible action on feasibility of microchipping dogs at the Sandy Oaks Municipal Building by appointment. Dalton Ellis.
I brought up to Mr. Crickmer that it just might be a little bit easier for citizens and us to offer it all the time, or at least 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. By me, once I'm able to microchip the dogs here. So it would only be the $10 if everyone's okay with that here at the facility. I think it'd be a lot easier on the residents.
I think
get
so
through.
too. And just remember that you may pick up somebody who's not from Sandy Oaks,
Mhm.
and that's $25
25 for out of
Yeah,
town.
for non-residents.
for non-residents. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I think it just makes it more
Do
convenient.
we need to take any kind of action do we need to vote on it? Do we need to ask city council to have a say, or is that, we
I
just
don't
agree
believe
to it?
believe so. It's just an activity.
Start
Okay.
implementing.
Yeah, there's
It's a
no,
change in policy, so,
it's not really a change in policy per se. It's just
Just change in
expanding.
location.
Yeah, changing, and there's no money.
difference.
No, there's no cost to the city for doing this.
Okay,
It's during his normal business hours anyway.
okay.
We just have to really stress that it's by appointment.
Yes, yes,
Only.
definitely, yeah, definitely make sure you call me before you come in, please.
Would you also be doing an assessment on vaccines and other
Well,
things?
what I sent you earlier, I don't know if we're talking about the other,
No, we're
Okay.
not talking about the other.
yeah, yes, I would make sure they would come in with proof of rabies at least, because that is what we require as a city ordinance,
Yeah.
rabies. So
Okay.
they would have to present rabies to get microchipped.
And if they don't have rabies, you're not going to microchip them, or? Hmm.
If we
Yeah,
do
I
that,
would say microchip them, but it is a city ordinance, so if they do get microchipped by us, right now, when people come to pick up their dog, return to owners, I make them sign a legal document saying that they will have their dog spayed and neutered and microchipped by a certain date. We can implement something like that possibly.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said,
I
something we
like
have to
that,
look into, yeah.
except that I don't believe the way the ordinance is currently written, that we can mandate, like if I voluntarily bring my animal in, I don't think you can mandate that I have. to
Yeah,
have
that's
it
what we,
spayed and
yeah,
neutered.
that's what I have to
If
check.
we pick it up,
That's different.
different story.
Is there
It's
any
just
kind
a
of a
promise
penalty when
to-
people pick up their dogs? Is there a fine or anything?
There is a fine, there is a return to owner fee, which is $50, and then there is a $10 a day holding charge as well. So $50 for that first day and then $10 a day every day after that.
And if we have to take their dog to the vet, there's those charges as well.
If the dog would have to go to the vet, yes, but the dog is usually held for 72 hours before that, unless
Right.
there's a medical
Unless there's a
emergency.
medical issue.
Right.
Unless there's a medical emergency.
But is that the same with puppies?
Puppies are different. Puppies do not come to this facility just
They go-
because of parvo.
Right.
Oh.
So they
I'm
go
not-
straight to
yeah.
the vet.
They go straight to the vet to get checked.
Perfect.
If we're gonna
Gotta be
do
a
that,
law against it. No, I'm just kidding.
if you have them do that for, signing a form, promising those things, when they come here by appointment, do you do that also when they're microchipped down at the
Voluntarily.
park?
Now at the park, no, I don't believe,
Well, because he has not been there
Yeah.
doing that.
But should we? Should we
Well,
do it for everybody?
Since Lynette is not an employee of the city, we're not asking her to do that. But if Dalton's down there, he could certainly have that conversation. So I would recommend this weekend, take some of those forms with you
Mhm.
for the microchip.
Okay.
And, if they've already got them vaccinated, it'd be no big deal for them to provide you a copy
yeah,
within whatever time frame you establish on that.
when you say forms, you mean the notice of violation forms?
No, whatever it is that you have them sign for.
Oh, I got
providing-
you, I got you. Okay.
Providing
Promise
the vaccination.
Mhm.
Yeah, vaccination
Okay.
and spay neuter.
And I, just kind of on a side note on that, I've seen a couple of comments lately about raccoons.
Mhm.
That's a real problem out here because they do carry rabies
Out here.
out here. There's loose raccoons out
Okay.
here, and so that just compounds the
I
problem.
I wasn't sure about that because I'm used to raccoons.
Exactly.
They carry a serious
Yeah.
bacterial pathogen as
Yeah,
well.
raccoons are not,
So another reason to push
yes,
vaccine.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, I like. Okay.
Okay, I'd say no more discussion on item 5. We're ready for item number 6, discussing or possible action on reduced fines and payment plans for dog owners retrieving their pets. So these are stray dogs, correct, Dalton, that we pick up, that there's an issue with them or
Well,
biting or,
what I've run into lately is a lot of these animals in the neighborhood do have owners and they do come and pick them up. So the majority of what I've been running into is return to owner situations. So dogs just getting off the property, onto neighbors' properties, and then them coming to pick it up. That is a $50 charge, plus the $10 a day charge.
okay, so that's affordable. People that have large fines that want their animal back and are willing to pay, is there payment plans for that? The court
Well, I think
decides that,
there's two, I
doesn't
think
they?
there's two
Don't
different
they?
situations you're
Right,
talking about here.
Right,
One is like what he said, the dog is roaming, he captures it, brings it up here, they come and pick it up.
right.
And in the ordinance, it's written, I think the first fine is
That's what I was gonna
$50, the second one is $100, third one is you don't get it back.
Correct.
So I
For
don't know.
roaming,
Yeah, if your dog
is a repeat offender, basically. So I don't know that we want to change that because,
Right, it
you're
sounds good.
trying to,
How do we track that though?
do
you
we
have a
have
way
a,
of
we have a
tracking
way
that?
to do that, yes.
Is our
we
new-
now have a wonderful way to do that.
is our new
Um,
tracking system pretty
Yes,
good?
yes, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I've
He
been
just
playing
got
with it a little bit.
introduced to it
Yeah, I just
this
got used to
morning.
it today, so I'm still playing with
This
it.
isn't it though, right?
No, that's something that those
Yeah.
reports are not from.
Yeah,
Oh, are we switching from Pet Point to
No,
something?
No.
Still using Pet Point.
So
We
you-
have this new system for code enforcement and permits called.
Oh,
iWork.
got
So
it.
we're still building that, and he was brought into the fold today for
Cool.
animal control. So it's going to make him more effective out in the field.
Yes.
But on the The fines, that's different. Once it
Mhm.
gets to court, we don't have, that's the judge, that's not
Mhm.
us. So I don't know what we could possibly do.
But reduced fees,
We could
you're
go to
talking
court.
about for just pick
Well, I
up
think what he
and-
was talking about was the $381, right? Is that what the
Right.
fee you were talking about?
Yeah, you pay the
And
court
that's-
costs, and then you
yeah.
can make payments on
So
the,
that's the
fines.
$381 citation is a citation for if your animal is at large on the street and I know you have that animal, or if it's a repeat offender, then I will just issue you that citation. I don't need to bring the dog in here. I'll bring your dog back and issue you that citation. That's a $381 citation. So I think that's kind of what you're talking about, is
Right.
the steep one.
yeah,
That I wasn't here when those fees were
But
brought up or anything,
again,
so-
that is,
Like, yeah,
the
but that is
court, the court decides that, and they
Mhm.
do put them on payment plans if they ask.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
But
question.
we don't, once it hits the court system, we can't intervene at all.
Okay,
That's
right,
the court, not us.
okay. No further discussion on item 6. Item 7 is another Dalton brought
Yes.
up
Number
discussion and action on adding partitions to the dog kennels.
So with the food aggression in this one dog, and this happened once before, the chain link holes in that facility are really big and the dogs are able to get their mouths through them. So when they're in the cages and one of them doesn't like the one next to it, or food happens, they've tend to gone at each other through the cages. And that causes almost a rip to lip,
Mhm,
because they just grab and they tear.
mhm.
So I mentioned to Mr. Crickmer that maybe adding a little bit thicker, like plastic or,
Well, we have one,
there's one,
there's
yes.
one that has partitions.
Mhm.
Did you check with Verizon to find out
I have not,
about
I
others?
didn't check with that, but with that, since the way it's made right now is it goes halfway chain link and then the rest of it's partition. So if we were to have Verizon add in partitions, they would have to rip out all the chain link and add a new system in,
But I think
basically.
they can add, I think they can sell the partitions.
Okay, I can talk to them and see, get a quote from them and see how much it would be for that way. I was talking to Mr. Crickmer about thicker plastic panels that I could just attach to the chain link itself. That would probably go 5 feet high. So that way they just can't get their mouse through.
What about those strips that you feed through the chain link?
Think about it. They're gonna grab them.
They'll chew them
Oh,
up.
they'll break
They'll
'em.
enjoy
They'll
them.
pull them, they'll cut them
I've had
out.
to,
True.
I've actually had to, the bowls that we use have rubber stoppers on them. I've had to rip all those rubber stoppers because they just eat them. So
Take the
anything,
rubber off the
yeah,
bottom of the bowl.
yeah, anything that's, they're bored and,
Sure.
yeah, so.
That's
they
why I
just
got
go-
them those chews.
Yeah. Yeah, they go through them fast,
Uh,
very fast.
So on that one, I would check with Horizon Structures first,
Okay.
see what they have.
Ask them what the material is.
Ask, yeah.
Okay.
Let's start there
Mhm.
and see what they might recommend.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that partition that we have was not full chain link. with
No, yeah, it's
partition.
kind of weird. It's like they did half chain link and then they just bolted the panel in.
Okay.
So you would have to cut the chain link and then, or they would, and then put the panels in, so.
And I don't know that we need to do that.
No, to me, I would just, something to cover over where they can't get teeth through. Probably sufficient.
Yeah, and the only other thing is, you might also check with Dr. Hill,
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
because we don't want to do something that the
Yeah,
dogs could ultimately get harmed
exactly.
because they were able to tear at it, rip it down, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would check with those two sources and see, and then get some pricing together on what you think. How often, I mean, how many are you thinking?
We have 8 kennels, so inside and outside.
Oh, you're talking about doing the outside too.
Yeah, because it's chain link
But I mean,
outside too.
is it
Where
with
do you
every
feed 'em?
dog or is it
It's-
occasionally?
So it's not every dog, but being strays, they have a tendency to guard their food. If
Right.
their food gets too close to another dog and through that chain link, they're gonna go at it.
Well, just, and also in general, I mean, they're already,
Yeah, they don't.
and
yeah.
you're putting them next to strangers. and that's just stressful. They
Yeah.
don't have very much space.
And,
And
Health wise, I mean, bacterial saliva on the chain link, it's hard to clean and all the crevices. So if it was just a nice flatter panel,
Yeah,
it'd be a lot easier to clean too, health wise.
okay. Check on that and see what they would recommend, or tell them what you're suggesting, see what they think about that, or what they might recommend
Some
otherwise.
different options.
Yeah, and then you can get that, we can do that on the next agenda. But in the meantime, or you can just get it to John and he could get a co-sponsor with it, because the timing of
Yeah,
these
it's-
meetings with the city council meetings
Yeah.
can be challenging.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not something that is super urgent. It's just something that I know has happened before and it will come up again. So
Right,
might as well talk about it.
exactly. Okay. And John, and for future, you need an item 8 on here to adjourn. On the agenda.
And do we also need discussion about that as an agenda?
This is not on the agenda, so. we
About
cannot-
what?
About the reports that need to be on the agenda or no?
It's no,
Okay.
it's not on the agenda, so.
We don't,
We
but we
can't.
should put it on the agenda, correct?
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, we should put it on for
Next
future. And
time.
And it's the first meeting of the month. It's not every meeting.
Yeah.
So this is already, I think, on, well, we're not having a
There's some
meeting anyway.
standard items that we
Yeah.
used to have on the,
So it's
First
kind of a
meeting
moot
of the
point
month.
this time.
Okay, so I will say that we adjourn. Is everybody,
And the time is?
6:53?
Thank you everyone
Dar.
for joining.